Jeff over here on the left side.
Khris, you spent time with a handful of coaches, and what does Bud, bring to the Bucks that you appreciate?
It's honesty for one. Guy that is going to tell you what he sees, and then another thing is just the trust. We see things sometimes differently on the court. Bring it to him, ask if we could do it, or suggest that we do it, and he trusts us to go out there and execute that. So those are two things for sure.
Mark Spears over on the right side.
Khris, I want to ask you about the Brisbane Bullets. What made you want to get involved with that, and how involved are you on a daily basis?
Right now, definitely not involved on a daily basis at all, but it's something that I was excited about. My cousin Josh Powell ended up bringing me the opportunity. I think being a part of an ownership group, is something I wanted to do for sure. As a player, it could be tough, but I realized the responsibilities I had wasn't going to really affect my basketball career right now. But it's something that I think a lot of players are starting to trend towards is finding ways to invest their money, finding things to do with their money that can grow. And it's something I'm interested in. The sport for sure is definitely growing over there in Australia. I've been there a couple of times and just seeing their fan base, how much it's growing and how much they're passionate about the sport. So I thought it was just an all-in-all win for myself.
Is it also maybe a start to something bigger later for you, or this is about as big as you want to go?
Nah, I hope so. I mean, hopefully I can learn a lot from this business while I'm a part of it, and then once I retire, find a bigger picture of what I actually want to do when I retire. But this is something that I think is a great start for myself.
Peter, we'll go to you on Zoom.
Next question is from Davide.
Hey, Khris. Reflecting back on the road you guys had in this playoffs, when did you understand that this team was made for the finals?
It's been a couple years in the coming, I think. We've had a lot of shortcomings, I think, but we stayed with it. We had a great season this year. A lot of ups and downs, battled some injuries and whatnot. We stuck with it. The playoff run we've been on has been, challenging and tough too, but we never got down on ourselves, knowing that we still had a chance to compete.
The next question will be from Maria with Deportes.
Hi, Khris. Hope you're well. How would you describe this first game that you had yesterday against the Suns, and what do you think were the biggest challenges that you faced yesterday?
Tense, but I think that's as expected for the first game in the finals, especially us being on the road. I think, we hung in there for the most part, pretty well. They went on a couple of runs and responded well in the first half. Second half, Chris Paul, got into his rhythm and, was able to extend the lead for them. We weren't really able to catch up after that. But, all in all, I think it was a great test for us in the first game. So we come out and respond a little bit better.
Do Sam and Lisa, last two.
Khris, I know you guys aren't in excuses mode, but when you got a player of Giannis's caliber who comes back and, we're sitting there watching every single step, how's he feeling, how's he looking, you're trying to figure out how to do what you do on the floor. Is it always tougher to get rhythm again when somebody like that comes back? And does that mean for game two it should be a little bit easier?
No, I mean, we've been playing with Giannis in and out of the lineup, this year and the years before. We know how to play with him. We know how to play without him. Rhythm could be one thing, but like you said, we're not going to give no excuses. Everybody's going through something at this point. We got to figure it out.
Hi, Khris. When you look back the Game 6 of the East semifinals and then Game 3 and Game 6 at the East finals, what made you really going at that moment, at that point, and then what kind of the stuff you can use to help you in the finals?
You understand that? Explain that question one more time for me.
Okay, so when you look back the Game 6, the run you had when you play against the Brooklyn Nets, and also the East Conference Finals when you play against Hawks at the Game 3 and the Game 6, all the great runs you had.
Me personally?
Yeah, you personally. You had the 19 points at the fourth quarter, 20 points at the fourth quarter, and remember 23 points at single quarter. So what really made you going at that moment? And also what kind of stuff that you can really use that momentum to use that in the finals?
I don't think I really put it on myself to do it. I think it just kind of happened, naturally, organically. I saw a couple shots go down, stayed aggressive. Sometimes it's going to be my night, sometimes it's going to be other guys' nights. But for me, I just try to stay the course throughout the game. Take the same shots I would if I'm cold, take the same shots I would if I'm hot. Just those 2 games, I just got, really hot.
Great. Thank you, Khris.
Thanks.